I've always been a skeptic. I never believed in ghost stories, curses, or haunted houses. But all of that changed the day I stepped into the house on 17th Street. Ever since I was a kid, I'd walk past that house and notice how it looked. Frozen in time. The garden was always well kept, but I never saw anyone tending it. The windows were spotless, but no lights ever came on at night. And the strangest part, it was never sold. Over 40 years had passed since anyone last lived there, and yet it never did. When I became a real estate agent, that house landed on my desk. It was a valuable property in an upscale neighborhood. The owner, an elderly lawyer, simply said, "You can try to sell it, but I warn you, no one stays there for long." I laughed it off. Just an old man's superstition, I thought. I took the photos, wrote the listing, and got everything ready. But for some reason, none of the pictures turned out quite right. Even with a professional camera, they came out blurry, with strange shadows where there was nothing. I ignored it and scheduled a showing. A woman named Juliana was interested and wanted to visit. On the day of the visit, she was cheerful, until she stepped through the gate. Her face changed instantly. "There's something weird here," she said. I joked that it was just an old house, but honestly, the air inside felt heavy. Too quiet, the kind of silence that feels like it's listening to you. Upstairs, there was a room with the door slightly open. When I touched the doorknob, a chill ran down my spine, so hard I dropped my keys. Inside, there was nothing, except for a mirror in the corner. But there was something wrong with the reflection. We were both there, me and Juliana. But behind us, a third figure. Tall, pale, motionless. I turned immediately. Nothing. Juliana ran out of the house. The next day, she canceled everything and asked me never to contact her again. I became obsessed. I went back alone that night. I needed to prove to myself that it was all in my head. But when I walked in, the lights turned on by themselves, and the mirror was covered with a white sheet. I swear, I didn't put that there. I pulled the sheet off, and there was my reflection. But it didn't move like me. It smiled before I did. It blinked when I didn't. And then it mouthed the words, silently, "Now it's your turn." I ran. I left the house, dropped everything. Since that night, every mirror in my home feels off. Sometimes I see something moving in the background. Sometimes my reflection stares even when I've turned away. And some nights, I wake up to find the mirror in my room covered with a sheet. I live alone. I've tried leaving the city, but no matter where I go, it follows. The reflection, the house, the silence. Now I understand what the lawyer meant. The house on 17th Street was never sold, because it never lets anyone fully leave.